सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यम् करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अखण्डम् सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम् आत्मानमखिलाधारम् आश्रयेऽभीष्टसिद्धये अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दान् अतीतद्वैतभानतः गुरूणाराध्य वेदान्त सारं वक्ष्ये यथामति।
So we are seeing the 5th chapter of Vedanta Sara, where the sadhana for Jnana Nishtha are described: Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana and Samadhi. And in Samadhi also Savikalpaka and Nirvikalpaka Samadhi. And we had seen the definition of Nirvikalpaka Samadhi. And after seeing the definition, there could be a doubt that how is this possible. So the Granthkara gives the example in 198th Khanda. Tadatu Jalakara Karita Lavana Bhasena Jala Matrava Bhasavat. Tada. At the time of Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, and two here to show the distinction with Savikalpaka Samadhi. So at the time of Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, just like there is avabhasa, there is appreciation of Jala Matram, only water. When or why? Anavabhasena, because of the non-appreciation of Lavana, the salt. What kind of salt? Jalakara Karita, which has attained the form of water, means which is dissolved in water. So just like this is the Udaharanam. So what is the Dashtanta? Advitiya Vastva Kara Karita Chitta Vrutyanava Bhasena Advitiya Vastu Matram Avabhasate. So in Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, only Advitiya Vastu Matram is appreciated. And why? Anavabhasena, because of the non-manifestation or not the prominent appreciation of what? Chitta Vritti.
Prominent appearance.
Yes. So because of non-prominent appearance.
Appreciation, you can say it's okay. But more appropriate appearance.
Of the Chitta Vritti. And what kind of Chitta Vritti? Advitiya Vastva Kara Karita is the one which has attained the shape of Advitiya Vastu. So here the Granthkara says that just as in a water which is dissolved with salt, when we see the water, then salt is not seen. Similarly, in case of Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, the Chitta Vritti is there, which has the shape of, or which is in the form of Advitiya Vastu, but that is not appreciated or not appearing. And
not cognized.
And by this, one more doubt is resolved. And that doubt is, what is the difference between Nirvikalpaka Samadhi and Sushupti Avastha? And that the Granthkara itself clarifies in the next Khanda. Tataha cha asya Sushuptehe cha aveda shanka na bhavati. Tataha, because of this reason. What reason? Since in Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, there is Chitta Vritti, but it is not cognized. There should not be Abheda Shanka. There should not be the doubt regarding the non-difference between whom asya shushuptehe, between nirvikalpaka samadhi and shushupti avastha. And that is explained further. Ubhayatra vruttya bhane samane api tat sadbhava sadbhava matrena anayoho bhedopapattehe. Even though there is the common, even though the appreciation of vritti,
there is a commonality of, you can say, away with them, samane api, even though it is common.
So, in both of them, that is in nirvikalpaka samadhi and in shushupti avastha, there is commonality of vritti abhana, non-appreciation, non-cognition of the vritti. Then what is the difference? Tat sadbhava, tat asadbhava. In nirvikalpaka samadhi, there is sadbhava, there is presence of that vritti, whereas in shushupti there is asadbhava, there is non-presence of that vritti. And by this only matrena, anayoho, of these two, there is tenability of difference. Thus, between Shushupti and Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, the difference is, in Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, the Chitta Vritti is there but not cognized. And in Shushupti Avastha, the Chitta Vritti is itself not there. And so there is no question of cognition. And thus, the topic on the sadhana for Jnana Nishtha are completed. And now, the Granthakara gives the sadhana, is starting the topic of the sadhana for attaining this Nirvikalpaka Samadhi. And this is as per the Yoga Sutra description. And what does it say? In 200th, Asya Angani Yama Niyamasana Pranayama Pratyahara Dharana Dhyana Samadhaya. So this itself is a sutra 2.29. And what does it say? Asya Angani, of this Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, the Angas, means the sadhanas are Yama, the observances, Niyama, Yama, the things which are not to be done, Niyama, the observances which have to be followed, Asana, a particular posture, Pranayama, means breath control, Pratyahara, from sense objects the mind should be taken out, Dharana, focusing the mind on a particular object, Dhyana, meditation, and Samadhi, absorption. And
Pratyahara, what did you say? Pratyahara?
The mind should not be in the sense objects, means it should be taken out from the sense object.
Generally, idea-wise you are right. But to be precise, withdrawal of the sense organs from the sense objects. That the organs remaining in the mind, in the locus. Okay. But idea-wise what you said is okay.
And here, Samadhi refers to Savikalpaka Samadhi. And this, now one by one, each one are explained. The first one is Yama. Tatra, means amongst this Ashtanga, the first one is Yama. What is that? Ahimsa, Satya, Steya, Brahmacharya, Parigraha, Yamaha. And so what is Yamaha? Yamayanti, Kamya Nishiddha Karmabhyaha, Yoginaha Nivartayanti, iti Yamaha. Yamaha are those disciplines which make the yogi withdraw from the Kamya and Nishiddha Karma. And what are those? The first one is Ahimsa, means Himsa Varjanam, not doing violence at any level, whether it is at physical level, at mental level, or at oral level. And then Satya, means Anruta Varjan. Whenever one should tell, one should not speak a lie. And then Asteya, non-stealing. Whether it is at the physical level of some object or it is at the level where somebody's idea is stolen or somebody's credit is stolen, that also should not be done.
one clarification is that 200 paragraph is not the exact reproduction of the sutra. That's why inverted comma is not there. It starts with Yamanimasana Pranasamadayaha after Ashtavangani. That is the sutra. Asyangani is not the form there. So Samadayo Shtavangani. So now we are seeing the Angas. Literally Angas means limbs. And here limbs in the sense of steps. The steps which are leading to Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, they are called here Angas. And they are 8 in number. So Ashtav Angani, 8 limbs, 8 steps leading to Nirvikalpaka Samadhi. So Asya refers to Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, and Samadayaha, that Samadhi is Savikalpaka Samadhi. So Savikalpaka Samadhi Abhyasa becomes the means for Nirvikalpaka Samadhi. But Samadhi, Savikalpaka Samadhi itself needs to be preceded by the 7 Angas already. Having introduced this Ashtanga of the Yoga Shastra, he starts describing each one of them. Tatra. Among the 8 Angas, these 5 disciplines are Yamaha. They are Yamaha. What? Ahimsa. Avoidance of Himsa. Kaika, Vachika, Manasa level. Satya. Avoidance of telling a lie. Asteya, avoidance of stealing anything which belongs to others in any form. Is it physical, visible wealth or invisible wealth? Asteya. Now comes Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is a Brahmani Charyamanam Vratam. Brahmacharya. Derivative meaning is any discipline followed for, practiced for Brahmani. Brahmani has got 2 meanings, Veda and Paramartha Tattva. So any discipline followed for the study of Vedas or for the attainment, claiming Brahman, is called Brahmacharya. Bhashyakara in Kathopanishad, Sarve Veda Yat Padamamananti Tapamsi Sarvanichi Yad Vadanti Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti. So there Brahmacharyam he says Gurukula Lakshanam. So Brahmacharya is in the form of staying in the Gurukula, following the disciplines of the Gurukula. That is called Brahmacharya. So after the Upanayanam, a person will be going to Gurukula and lead a particular lifestyle. That lifestyle is called Brahmacharya. That is one meaning. Bhashyakara there itself is Anyadva, or anything else which is followed for the attainment of Brahma, or are followed as a part of Brahma Vidya pursuit. Their commentator says that first Brahma Gurukula Vasa Lakshanam is a Naishtika Brahmacharyam. Naishtika Brahmacharyam is remaining in the Gurukula for the whole life. Their Nishtha has got the meaning Mrityu. So Naishtika means Mrityu Paryantam Brahmacharyam. This is one way of seeing. Another one is that like Virochana and Indra followed as a part of their pursuit of getting Brahma Vidya from Brahmaji. That temporary, provisional Brahmacharya for some period of time. Upakurvana. That is called, that is also another form of Brahmacharya. That is sometimes called Upakurvana. Alright. So 2 types of Brahmacharya is there. That is a traditional, one traditional way of looking at Brahmacharya. Another meaning of brahmacharyam is this celibacy, chastity, avoidance of inappropriate behavior in the form of physical relationship with other gender. Avoidance of inappropriate physical relationship with other gender. Generally people say opposite gender, but I don't like the word opposite. Why should they call opposite? Other gender. Because opposite means you are creating that opposite gender. She is opposite gender, he is opposite gender, other gender. So by saying that opposite we create, so I like to use other gender. Alright, it may have some technical problem, but we keep it up at that. Alright. So I hope all of you, it is so known, so I don't have to elaborate. So that is called brahmacharya. Idea is that brahmacharyam is necessary for, that classical brahmacharya is necessary for the exclusive pursuit of Vedanta. A person is leading the life of grihasthas and he has got the pursuit of artha, kama, dharma, they are the main things. Then they don't have to follow this classical brahmacharya. For them also, following certain rules regarding the physical relationship with the spouse, that also is called brahmacharya. We have seen that for grihastha, another type of brahmacharya. But those who are they are having other ashrama other than grihastha ashrama, for them this classical brahmacharya, classical celibacy is emphasized because this relationship can be a distraction. It's a big distraction for people. Inappropriate. Inappropriate means what? Why do we use the word inappropriate? Because other than the spouse. And in the other three ashram there is no spouse. Therefore, this violation of chastity will be considered to be this violation of brahmacharya. And why this is emphasized? Because it can be a distraction. It is not something a person is having thoughts, etc., is some papam, etc. Yes, if it is expressed at the physical level where it is not appropriate, it is considered to be papam. But otherwise, person need not have the guilt about the thoughts. Which is Swamiji used to say, the people generally say that a bad thought, I have got bad thoughts. Generally bad thoughts, person when he says, he means generally this. And it creates a lot of guilt and conflicts. So one needs to handle this issue in an objective manner. Like with reference to anger, Pujya Swamiji used to say. He said, you can have anger, but you have no business to victimize others of your anger. Similarly, see, one can have the thoughts which are generally considered to be deviation from brahmacharya, but one need not feel guilty about it. Only one makes sure that that thought is not pampered, encouraged, and expressed in inappropriate manner. That is what is to be understood from this brahmacharya. So brahmacharya means avoidance of inappropriate physical relationship with the other gender at physical, oral and mental level. All three. Because one definition of brahmacharya they give is Ashtamaithuna Varjanam. The Varjanam, the avoidance of eightfold association with the other gender. And that eight are what we have seen in some context. We have seen in it comes in these commentaries and all they give generally. Smaranam, Kirtanam, Kelihi, Prekshanam, Guhya Bhashanam. Sankalpo Dhyavasayascha Kriya Nirvritti Revacha. Etat Maithunam Ashtangam Pravadanti Manishinaha Viparitam Brahmacharyam Etadevashta Lakshanam. So what it says, that there are 8 ways through which one can deviate from the spirit of Brahmacharya. All of them will not make the person, a Brahmachari in a gross manner. But the spirit of Brahmacharya will be deviated from if one does any one of these 8. What are the Smaranam? It really reminds me of Smaranam Kirtanam Vishnu, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam. Start with Smaranam. Remembering the person of other gender, involuntarily, repeatedly, and with the feelings of some excitement, passion. That is called Smaranam here. If you just remember somebody was studying with you, even though he is opposite gender, it doesn't mean that you are violating Brahmacharya. But remembering with this Smaranam, how beautiful, how charming he was, how handsome, how beautiful she was, that type of Smaranam. Otherwise, you remember that person was very bright or she was very good. So that's all right. But the spirit is important. Smaranam. Then what? Next is what? Kirtanam. Kirtanam is talking about the person very passionately. Oh, how beautiful. How wonderful. Like that. So that is Kirtanam. Kirtanam, instead of doing Vishnu Kirtanam, person does this Kirtanam of him or her. Passionately. Okay. Then Kelihi. Kelihi means sport. So nowadays they will be in the party and all. So playing in a different ways with other motive. That is called Kelihi. Sport. Prekshanam. Seeing, very staring, not even seeing, staring. Very passionately staring. That person has to say, what? The other person has to come and wake you up from your staring. That type of staring. And some people very secretly try to see the other person. Nowadays it becomes a big issue that somebody wants to video others and see and all this. This comes under this prekshanam. Seeing other person passionately. Guhya bhashanam. Talking very secretly. Now we have to include that WhatsApp chat of whatever, Facebook, whatever, I don't know, Facebook we cannot chat. No? Can we chat Facebook? Okay. Facebook, you have Facebook? Face and book are there. You can chat also Facebook? I don't know. Okay. You can chat? You don't know? Good. So one out. Guhya bhashanam. Good. Guhya bhashanam. So secretly means you do not want others to know. In those days this was not there. So therefore they will meet secretly and talk. Nowadays what? They will keep other names. So, Chintu Pintu. But other person is different. But they will name keep like this. Or no charge. So that is the name of the person. So what if the charge is over or something? Guhya bhashanam. So the very intention of keeping it secret itself shows some problem. Alright, so Guhya bhashanam. Sankalpaha. The fancy. A fancy of having association with the other person, more intimate association. That is sankalpaha. Just fancy. How nice, if I can do this. How nice. That is sankalpaha. Next one is adhyavasayaha. The decision that this time, this place will have. That is called adhyavasayaha. Then kriya nirvrittihi. Actual act is the last one. So these 8 are called Ashtanga Maithunam. And Varjanam, avoidance of that, is called eightfold Brahmacharya. Alright. And it should be, this Brahmacharya is to be seen in a proper perspective and also with the sense of purpose. Otherwise, this Brahmacharya itself can create distortion. In some state, I know some particular sect is there, and they have a rule that they should not see a woman. If they see a woman, they have to fast on that day. That is the rule. They have to fast. And so in public, if they see that they will do fast or something, and generally they avoid. They have so many strict rules about that. So, but I was told that some sadhus who cannot follow, but still they are there, that they will be seeing secretly. When they are going in vehicle, they will be seeing and all. So that brings distortion. One needs to acknowledge the issue, address it, and if required, take some help. Nothing wrong in admitting this issue. And we have seen this topic in Bhajagovindam, this Nari Stanabara Navidesham that we had seen, that this is a natural thing to happen. So some people decide that they are there in potential form, but I will not encourage it. I will not develop it, encourage it. That's all. And it is done for a purpose. Therefore, Brahmacharya should not be for the sake of Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya should be for some higher purpose. Then only it will be sustainable. Simply for the sake of it, it will not. Therefore, it is a purpose-based discipline. Okay, and it is the form of avoidance of Ashtamaithunam. Therefore, it is Yamaha. Okay. Next one is Aparigraha. Parigraha means accumulation, and that too over accumulation. Aparigraha means avoidance of unnecessary things. We have to say in this language, because certain things are required. Like you require one pen only or 2 pens are required. So second pen is not parigraha for you. It can be called parigraha. Then but sometimes one pen gets over. What to do? Like your battery cell gets over. So we require spare. Then something, but second, sometimes is not enough, because if we by chance we misplace, so third is required. So it is a perception. One has to see for oneself. How many pairs of dress required? For one has to see oneself. I know one Swamiji, he said, I keep 8 pairs for 1 year. Earlier I think 4 or 5, maybe now 8. So this is the number he fixed. Anything more than his parigraha he gives away. For some people 3 is enough. If the lifestyle is a particular lifestyle, 3 are enough. And some sadhus, they keep only 2. One wearing and one is there. And they wash it, and then next day is ready, next to wear it. And some keep only 1. And they, after taking bath, they will wait for to get it dried up. If you see them in the Shankaracharya movie, that's what that person was doing samadhi and clothes were drying. So that was both 2 in 1. So, so one has to see for oneself. It becomes parigraha when maintenance of all those things is an issue for you. It is becoming a preoccupation for you. When your possession is becoming the object of your involuntary preoccupation, then you know that it is parigraha. This is one guideline, Then a practical guideline, use effective, what is called purpose-based guideline. And we ask this question, is it minimum? Is it necessary? Is it minimum? What I am having, is it necessary first? And is it minimum? And sometimes what happens that after a certain level, the parigraha, aparigraha, you outgrow. There are so many things used to be there around Puja Swamiji. He even didn't know. He may not be doing. If you ask him that Swamiji, you have this, he may remember, may not. Generally not. So then it is different thing. But when it is bothering, is occupying your mind every day, you have to count how many are there today, one is less or something. If you have to do that, then it is a parigraha for you. Like I told you, one person in Haridwar, 75 blankets. So morning he will come and spread all of them in the terrace. Whole day he does. Then evening he goes back and collect, fold it and put it back. That is one of the jobs, important job. He doesn't require 75. But what happens in Haridwar, these people from Punjab and all, they come, no? They always see that these Mahatmas in the winter, how they must be suffering. So one thing they definitely like to do is giving blankets. They distribute. In every winter they distribute. And sometimes 2-3 of them might have distributed. And this person is available for each one of them. So he will collect it. And he may be using very thin and torn blankets. That is a different thing. So he has got 75 but uses. That becomes parigraha. Puja Swami used to give the example of the Dabba Swami. He said one person came, one Swamiji came and asked him, Swamiji, you give me a blanket. Why? Because I have to sleep outside. Why you have to sleep outside? You have a room? But Swamiji, his room is full. Then Swamiji himself went there. Swamiji said, in my life I have never seen that many dabbas. So he used to keep dabbas inside and full. And now he doesn't have space to sleep. That is parigraha. Okay, so avoidance of that. Parigraha, that deha, sharira, sthiti matra vyatirikta, bhoga sangraha or vishaya sangraha is called parigraha. Sharira, sthiti matra vyatirikta, vishaya sangraha is parigraha, and avoidance of that. In fact, Tikakara says that Sharira sthiti matra vyatirikta bhoga asvikaraha is aparigraha. Not accepting. First you accept and then you have to think, oh, when I have to dispose. See, when you accept, then what happens? It remains with you for some time. And some sambandha is created. And afterwards you want to give, but you have to give to someone who will really use it. And then you are waiting for someone to use. And most of the people said no. So it remains with you. Anyway, so aparigraha. All these are to be seen in the context of the samadhi. In the Yoga Sutra it is seen in that way. And here we can say in the pursuit of Jnana Nishtha. For Jnana Nishtha, any accumulation, it is coming in my way, I drop it. That is aparigraha. Alright. And aparigraha comes when we have the spirit of, simple living and high thinking, they call it. So means, idea is that you are thinking, you are so engrossed in your exalted thinking that the external things do not matter. So you don't have to do parigraha. In fact, you feel like dropping at the earliest. I have told you the story of one great scholar in Kashmir or some other state. And he was leading a very simple life. So people used to say that, Raja, you have a great scholar in your state and he is leading such a life. People used to think that he doesn't have, therefore he is leading like this, his life like this. Then Raja himself comes and tells. He said, you please take all I am giving you, please take all dress, plate, vessels and all this. That person said, no, my spirit is to live with simple. But Raja said that then my name is spoiled. Then he tells his wife, he says, let us go to the other state.
Kannada.
Huh?
They give this story for Kannada.
Kannada or some other thing also is that one. Grammarian was there. Karnad also it might be. So he said, we'll go to other state. So I will not compromise with my spirit. And Raja said, no, you please stay whatever way. So aparigraha, yamaha. Okay. So yamaha are those which are making the person withdraw from the nishiddha and kamya karma. Nishiddha karma person will be withdrawn because he is following ahimsa. He is following satya. He is following asteya. He is following brahmacharya. Therefore, nishiddha will not happen. So yamas will help the person to avoid this nishiddha karma. And aparigraha will make him relatively free from this kamya karma. Brahmacharya also will make him free from this kamya karma. And thus, ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha are called yama because they help the yogi, the meditator or the seeker, withdraw from this kamya and nishiddha karma. Yamayanti nishiddha kamyebhyaha karmabhyaha te yamaha. Okay. Next one is niyamaha. शौच संतोष तपस्वाध्यायेश्वर प्रणिधानानि नियमाः
शौच संतोष तपस्वाध्यायेश्वर प्रणिधानानि नियमाः.
Yeah, this also is a quotation from Yoga Sutra 230, 2.30, 230. Niyamaha. So here also what niyamaha are those, but little different. Niyamayanti, vihita karmasu prerayanti, iti niyamaha. So the disciplines which make the person follow or inspire the person to follow vihita karmas, nitya naimittika karmas. They are called niyamaha. Or niyamayanti, prerayanti, vihita karmasu, iti niyamaha. Acha. The first one is shaucham. Shaucham means purity. And these are two types, bahya and antara. Shaucham tu dvividam proktam bahyabhyantaram tatha. The external and internal. External means physical purity. Keeping the body and surrounding, keeping the body, dress, surrounding clean is called bahya shaucham. But generally, these acharyas, when they talk about bahyam, they generally refer to the physical body only. Because they will say mrujjalabhyam. Mrujjalabhyam, generally it is the body only. Perhaps a room also can be said mrujjalabhyam. Okay. So external purity. Mrut means clay and jala means water. In those days they used to use only clay for cleaning the body. Now also they have got clay soap. The soap they have made out of clay. That is something. Okay. So that physical purity. Because if physical purity is there, then it is conducive to mental purity. Okay. Then antara, inner purity, means making the mind free from unhealthy tendencies, values, unhealthy values, improper values. And generally they describe kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. These are called impurities. And removing them, reducing them is called antara shaucham, inner purity. And there they said, how do we do it? By pratipaksha bhavana. So, removing each one of them by pratipaksha bhavana. Asuri Sampat. What is called Asuri Sampat? That is called here impurity. And one of the means is Pratipaksha Bhavana, to remove them. Is antidote. So whatever is the nature of that Asuri Sampat, we entertain the opposite thought. And other means also are talked about. Prayers, Sankalpa, alertness, introspection. These are the means to get Antar Shaucham. And generally we mention this, that to be free from any inner impurity, first of all, I see the sense of possibility. It is possible to be free. And second, the sense of capacity, capability. I am capable of getting rid of this. It is possible. And third is, I like to get rid of this. I like to outgrow this. And for that, whatever is required to sacrifice, I am ready to sacrifice. These are the common for any impurity of the mind. And that is called, when we remove that, it is called Antar Shaucham. And this can include this religious Shaucham. What in Tamil Nadu they call Madi. Madi they call it Madi. So that also, to the extent possible, we follow. Because it has got some thought behind. It is not simply mechanically or just thoughtlessly prescribed. If we try to analyze, we will find out. So, Shaucham, they are Bahya and Abhyantara. And another way we put this Shaucham is Kaika, Vachika and Manasa. Kaika means this physical purity. Vachika means in my words, I don't use impure words. Even those people who have taken sannyasa, they also will use some words which are indecent. So one has to be careful. Sometimes what happens, a background is such that in childhood a person was staying in a particular area or at home, some background or situation was there. So those habits don't go. So one has to be very, very careful that my speech should be such that it is not indecent. Indecent words we don't speak. So that is Vachika. And third is Manasa. Manasa, if Manasa Shuddhi is there, then Vachika and Kaika will be relatively easy. Because you are handling at very subtle level, at causal level. So Kaika, Vachika and Manasa. Shaucha. The next one is Santoshaha. The contentment. Feeling satisfied. A better word is feeling of satisfaction. Satisfaction with what is a positive. Yatha prapta labhe paritushtihi. So there is sense of contentment with whatever is attained. Yallabase nija karmopatam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. You are okay with what is, in terms of wealth, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of people around. So there is Santosha. And their commentator says that Santosha with what is and not having Vishada with what is not. Means person doesn't feel any depressed about not having something. That is Santosha. Especially positive, because the niyama all are do's. So niyama means positive feeling of satisfaction. I am happy with what I have. And this Santosha can come when I have got the trust in Ishvara, that whatever I need to have will be given to me. So that if that trust is there, then I am satisfied with what is. And most of the time, the dissatisfaction comes because of some greed only. Very rarely it happens for a sadhaka that need is not fulfilled. And even if it is not fulfilled for some time, it may be even some training. That yes, because I need to strengthen myself. And therefore there is a feeling that whatever I get or don't get is for my growth. And therefore there is a positive feeling of being satisfied and blessed. So santosha is the feeling, the mental state of being satisfied with what one has, with whatever is around. In terms of even a relationship, oh Swamiji, I don't have good friends. Some people say that, Swamiji, I have to talk to these worldly people. They say this like this, worldly people. I don't feel like talking to these worldly people. You talk to spiritual people, so-called spiritual people. But Swamiji, they don't talk to me. Why they don't talk to you? Because you must not be talking spirituality with spiritual people. You will be bringing worldly things with spiritual, so they don't like to talk to you. Perhaps. So, even with regard to that, whatever company I need will be given. That Shraddha in Ishvara, it brings you this santosha. And this santosha is very much required for any serious pursuit, whether it is a pursuit of yoga or pursuit of jnana. If santosha is not there, then person will be busy changing the external surrounding. I don't have enough friends, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough this clothes or whatever. If mind is there that oh, this is enough. This is what I need. This is good for me. Mind is eager to see. That also will be okay. If is given, good. Not given, good. The mind is ready to see the blessing in every situation. That mind alone can be having the santosha. Otherwise, it is a complaining mind. Which is Swamiji used to say, munu munu. Munu munu, they call munu munu. So that is not a very healthy mind. Because that mind is not a contemplative mind. Because Swamiji used to say the contemplative person contemplates. And contemplative person is the one who is satisfied with whatever he is. Santosha is very important quality, very important niyama for the pursuit of samadhi or pursuit of jnana-nishtha. Tapaha. Achha, before I proceed, regarding santosha, people have this complaint that santosha will make people very lazy. Really, this santosha which is described here is not a quality of person who is tamasic. Laziness is the quality of is tamasic person. Here we are not talking about the laziness. This person doesn't want to work or cannot work and therefore he says what to do. If what to do is okay, that is not called santosha. He is capable of getting it but still he doesn't want to spend time on any other things, and with minimum efforts whatever comes he is happy. Remember, we are talking about a person who is committed to nirvikalpaka samadhi. We are not talking about, in this context, we are not talking about a person who wants to have material prosperity. And even for those who are working for material prosperity, to them also we say, if you learn to be satisfied with what is and use your potential for doing better, it is nothing wrong. I am satisfied with what I have. And Bhagavan has given me the situation where I am supposed to use the resources for generating prosperity. Nothing wrong. That person also can progress. Which is Swamiji used to say that people say that India is lagging behind because it's Santosha. It's not like that. He said if this visa office they give free visa, whole country will go to America. Yeah, that. So it is not that Santosha really is going to discourage this progress. Santosha, laziness, yes. So we should not mix up this laziness and Santosha. Laziness is with regard to activity and Santosha is with regard to the result. With reference to the result, I have Santosha. But I am ready to use my potential. I am ready to do whatever is to be done in the given situation. So, Santosha is not laziness, or laziness is not Santosha. Alright. So, Santosha is with reference to outcome. Yal outcome. Yal labase nija karmopatam. Vittam tena vinodaya chittam. So that is Santosha. And we have to see, primarily it is talked in the context of the person who is committed to the Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, committed to the Dhananishta. Alright, Tapaha. Tapaha has got several definitions. Kaya Shoshanam Tapaha. Denying the body of certain comforts is called tapaha. One definition. Like upavasa, etc. is also called tapaha. Upavasa or jagaranam, where some comforts are denied. Second is ekagrim tapaha. Indriyam manasascha ekagrim tapaha. That also is definition. Third is kamanashanam. Means not eating in uncontrolled manner, licentious manner. And here eating stands for all types of bhoga. So moderation in everything also can be called tapaha. So tapaha means following moderation in all activities. And here one commentator very specifically mentions that here Chandrayanadi should not be taken as tapa, even though generally that is one of the meaning. But he said it should not be taken here because these are described as a samadhi anga. And for samadhi, Chandrayanadi, especially when a person has a little bit grown up in his pursuit, then this Chandrayanadi can be a distraction from samadhi. And therefore, initial stage, yes, Chandrayanadi Rupa Tapaha is useful. But after certain stage, the Ekadashi, Chandrayanam, etc., if they are becoming an obstacle, drop it. Because the principle is, Anga should not be obsessed with at the cost of Angi. Angi means the destination, the main one. For the main one, the secondary one, the main one should not be compromised. Bhashyakara in Brahma Sutra Bhashya, Dahi Vara Vigataya Kanya Mudvahayati. He said, if there is a certain dosha that a particular marriage happens, then person will die. So he says, if that is there, then person will avoid that marriage. Because Varas, the husband should be there for marriage to continue. So for Angi, only these Angas are there. So Angas should not be given that type of importance that Angi itself is compromised. Many people miss this point. And what they happen that Anga becomes so important that Angi is compromised. They lose the Angi. They become more distant from Angi, as it were. So we need to know that what is Anga and what is Angi. For Anga's sake, Angi should not be compromised. Therefore, he specifically writes that Natu Chandrayanadi is a tapaha kama anashanam. Kama anashanam means not eating licentiously, means having moderation. Natu Chandrayanadi specifically writes. Okay. Now, tapaha. That tapaha is very useful to remain in the track of samadhi. Because if licentious life is there, then dhyana is not possible. Therefore, tapaha. And tapaha is the niyama because it is positively following moderation, and therefore it is presented here. Alright. Or it can be taken in the form of the doing some vratas which are useful for nididhyasana, like Pavanam Vrata, etc. So that also can be included in tapaha. Any discipline, religious discipline, which is useful and which is characterized by the denial of certain things, that can be brought under tapaha. Then next one is swadhyaya. The word swadhyaya has got different meanings. In Vedas, swadhyayo dhyetabhyaha, there is a Shruti Vakya. So there swadhyaya has got the meaning of one's own branch of Vedas. A branch of Veda to which one belongs, that is called swadhyaya, swashaka. But here swadhyaya has got the meaning chanting of shastras. Upanishad avartanam, Parayanam, Upanishad, or even chanting the mantras. Pranava Japaha also is considered swadhyaya, or japa of any mantras. And Upanishad Adi Grantha Avartanam, that is called swadhyaya. And in Yoga Sutras, the benefit of the each Yamaniyama is given. Even all Angas given. And here for Swadhyaya he says Swadhyayat Ishta Devata Samprayogaha. The Swadhyaya, the Japa Rupa Swadhyaya gives Ishta Devata Samprayogaha, means person will be able to visualize his Ishta Devata. Means a person does Japa for a long length of time, then even that is possible. Okay, so Swadhyaya means chanting the scriptures, doing the japa. That also is important. And here people ask this question that Swamiji, I don't like to chant without knowing the meaning. Yes, if you chant any stotra with the knowledge of meaning, it will be more beneficial. Yat vidyaya karoti tad viryavattaram bhavati, Chandogya Upanishad says. So yes, if you chant the mantra with the knowledge of the meaning, it is more efficacious. It can give more punya. It doesn't mean that if you chant without knowing the meaning, it will not give any result. It definitely gives result. So, chanting the shastras with the knowledge of meaning and without the knowledge of meaning, that is called here Swadhyaya, and also chanting the mantras. Then the next one is Ishvara Pranidhanam. Because of grammar it becomes Pranidhanani, plural. So, Ishvara Pranidhanam means surrender to the Lord or offering to the Lord. Samarpanam. Pranidhana means surrender or offering to the Lord. And this Ishvara Pranidhana is another way or another word for Karma Yoga, which is in the form of offering action to the Lord with the attitude of worship and receiving the result with the attitude of prasada. That is called Ishvara Pranidhana. More about this we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.